So Jessica Jones is on Netflix finally, and I'm watching it. It's good. I'm only 4 episodes in, but hey, it's hard to binge watch hour-long shows. Half-hour shows? Piece of cake. You can do that in about a day or two. Now here's the thing about this series. It's actually one of the few comic book adaptations that I don't really know all that much about. In fact, my only real exposure to Jessica Jones is through her second less popular series, The Pulse. I had never read Alias, the series she made her debut in. But this could be a good thing. It's one of the few times I'm going into a comic book adaptation cold. Sometimes it's not fun knowing that Bucky is the Winter Soldier or that Gwen Stacy isn't going to last very long. However, I do have a reputation for knowing a thing or two about comics, and that does include obscure characters like Miss Jones. So I did some research, and not only did I learn that she's an interesting character, but that she has an interesting history, one that I think is done very, very well. Jessica Jones was created in 2001 by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos for the then new series Alias. This had nothing to do with the popular Jennifer Garner series of the same name. It's just a coincidence. In fact, the two could not be any more different from each other. Alias the comic was Marvel's first foray into mature storytelling. It was the premiere issue of their Max imprint. This imprint was designed to feature comics with explicit material not suitable for young readers. Basically, this was Marvel's HBO line of comics, with all the sex, violence, and F-words you could possibly want. And Alias took full advantage of that, introducing us to Jessica Jones, a hard-living, badass private investigator who wouldn't have been out of place in a classic noir detective story. She had powers, but often tried to portray herself as normal as possible, even as her cases made her cross paths with a lot of Marvel regulars. Alias ran for 28 issues before it was canceled and replaced by The Pulse, a sequel series where Jessica became an investigative reporter for the Daily Bugle. It was definitely a lot lighter than Alias. It featured a lot more crossover with the main Marvel universe, especially kid-friendly heroes like Spider-Man. It only lasted for about 14 issues. Now, like I said earlier, Jessica Jones was created in 2001, so she's probably the most modern character to get a major adaptation in the current Marvel stable. But to me, part of what makes Alias so cool is how they found ways to retcon her into the larger Marvel history. Events she originally was not around for, they found ways to put her there and not have it be forced or odd. According to Alias, she was actually a classmate of Peter Parker and was on the same field trip as him when he got his spider powers. She was even present in Spider-Man's first fight with the Sandman in Amazing Spider-Man number 4. Throughout the series, there are pictures of her as the classic-era Avengers as her superhero alter ego, Jewel. This shows that she was a part of the original team through adventures that probably weren't documented. Hell, the Avengers didn't even know she was on the team when Kilgrave sent her to kill Daredevil at Avengers Mansion. To me, that's part of the brilliance of Alias as a series. Everybody likes to focus on the darkness, or the brutality, or that one time her and Luke Cage did butt stuff. But to me, one of the best things about it is how Bendis not only created a character and added her to the Marvel Universe, but to the greater Marvel history. She's been there from the beginning. Now, obviously, she wasn't written into the stories from the 60s, but if you started reading comics in the early 2000s, you didn't know that. To you, she was just there from the start. And even if you had been reading comics for a long time up to that point, she didn't change anything. She just added a new perspective to things you already knew and loved. Not to mention taking somebody like the Purple Man and making him one of the scariest characters in the Marvel Pantheon. It doesn't bother me that David Tennant isn't purple in the show, but man, it would be really cool if he was, wouldn't it? So what do you guys think about Jessica Jones? Either her character, her comics, her TV show, her history, anything. Let me know down below or anywhere on the internet. New videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like if you like, subscribe if you really like, share this video with a friend. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you next time. Now, to say that Rob Liefeld is a controversial figure in the world of comics is a huge understatement. You literally cannot say his name without everybody's emotions running wild. 9 times out of 10 when they announce a video game movie, it's not happening.
There's a Mega Man movie coming out.
Right.
Or they said it's in
yeah.
works,
I mean, we're
but,
lucky we're getting Warcraft.
I don't know if we're even lucky.
Yeah.